Oh, hey, it's you guys again. Hold on one second. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's good to see you again. Well, a bit of a gloomy day in Arizona today, but that's not going to stop us from going on another fun adventure. That's right, we're going to be doing a fluorite mine today. But before we get started, I just wanted to remind all of you to head on over to my brand new YouTube channel called Gly Coolness. Head on over there. The link is in the description area below. Make sure you subscribe and don't forget to turn on that notification button so that you guys can be notified when I post my very first video for the channel, which will be coming up here pretty quick. All right, so yes, we are going to be exploring a fluorite mine today. And now this is a mine that Frank from Exploring Abandoned Mines and I explored, I think it was 3 winters ago, somewhere in there. I'm losing track of time. These mines are starting to kind of all blend together now. But anyways, we explored this mine together, but back in those days, I didn't have all the fancy cameras that I have now. The cameras I have now, I'm able to make various kinds of adjustments so that we should be able to shine my super high-powered UV light on these veins of fluorite, and they should glow like crazy. I don't know, we're gonna find out. Now, you might be asking me, what is fluorite? What's it used for? Okay, fluorite is a luminescent mineral. Now, in its absolute purest form, fluorite does not luminesce. It's the impurities within the fluorite that causes it to luminesce and give it all those beautiful colors. Now, the reason that fluorite mines were needed back in the early 1900s is fluorite is used in flux, okay, for smelting. So when you're smelting various metals, you're going to want to throw some fluorite in there, and that's going to help extract some of the impurities from the various metals. The other things that fluorite was used for was glass and various kinds of enamels. Now, I read on the internet that a lot of the enamel on tile, like especially tiles that were used back in the 40s and 50s, the shiny enamel, okay, that was fluorite. So yeah, it has many different uses, but its primary one was used in the smelting process. Okay, and then after we get done exploring this fluorite mine, there's another one in the area I want to recon. I found it on Google Earth. It looks like it was a pretty good sized mom and pop operation back in the day. So we're gonna head over there and see if it's something that I can get into for a future episode. Okay, well, the mine is just right up here, maybe another quarter to a half a mile up the road. So let's head over there and check it out. When I found this mine nearly 3 years ago, it didn't look like much, hidden all the way out here in the middle of nowhere. But actually, this little mine turned out to be something quite spectacular. Now, as we look over the area, you can see where they were using bulldozers to scrape off the alluvial gravels, trying to find the various veins that were coming to the surface. I really enjoy this mine, and I think you're going to enjoy it too. Just wait until you see what we find down inside. All right, everybody, let's explore this old mine. All right, once again, we got the safety flag out, and what we have here is an incline shaft. Yep,
But this one doesn't go down very far, just a few hundred feet as I remember. And the hardest part is right here at the beginning. As always, the top ladders receive a lot of damage from weathering and whatnot over the years, so that first ladder is the hardest one to navigate. So what we got to do here is set the camera down for a second until we can work our way past this first obstacle. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Come here, Mr. Camera. Alrighty. Well, it's it's really nice that somebody put a caution sign up for us, because indeed, yeah, caution, crappy ladder ahead. All right, let's see how I can navigate this without breaking my neck here. You know, somebody really needs to fix this ladder here. This one ain't very good. All right, let's see here. There we go. All right, so as I'm navigating my way down this old ladder, I just wanted to say, hey, thanks a lot for purchasing last week's rock specimen, that piece of chalcanthite. That was a really nice specimen, and so all of those funds went right into the piggy bank, because like I said, I'm trying to build up enough money to purchase that new Maverick 3 drone. I want to get the professional version that's going to offer some cinematic shots that are just spectacular. But that puppy is $5,000, so we're going to be it's going to take a while as we add to the piggy bank. All right, continuing on. Well, maybe this wasn't a few hundred feet. Maybe it was only 100 feet. But anyways, so we're trying something brand new on this episode. Something you guys have never seen before. As you know, I'm always implementing different things to try to keep the channel fresh. And what we're doing today is we've got what I call Earwax Cam. That's right, check it out. Earwax Cam, right there. So, what Earwax Cam is going to be used for, let me show you something here real quick. We'll kind of pan back up to where we're coming from, right there. What Earwax Cam is going to be used for is that's going to offer a unique perspective, otherwise known as a barrel shot, or an over-the-shoulder type shot, that's going to allow you guys to have the perspective of exactly what I'm looking at. And not only is it going to offer a cool perspective forward, it'll be a pretty cool perspective backwards too. Take a look at that. There we go, as we flip the camera around. Now I've got a light mounted on my back that's equal in brightness as the one up on my helmet. So we're going to be able to capture all the action front and rear as we go into these old mines. All right, turning back around here. Let me flip the camera that direction. You guys can see where I'm headed. Oh, there's that cholla cactus. Yeah, I don't miss that stuff one bit. Not one bit. No, you get that. It goes in really easy, but it is a bugger to pull out, and it hurts. Okay, and here we are. I think this one only has, as I recall, just one drift right here. Let's get down to a place where I can get a good foothold. There we go. Okay, let me show you what we have here in this mine. So that right there was a sump. They were probably going to go deeper. It's either collapsed or yeah, because I remember Frank, old Mr. Buttcrack, he was trying to work his way down into the bottom of that to see if it'd go deeper, and indeed it did not. Yeah, it was a lot of fun following old Frank Schlichting's Buttcrack around for a few months. I gotta tell you, that guy, he's a lot of fun to work with. Over there, the drift heads off that direction. Doesn't go very far. But behind me here, let me show you. This is where I recall that I discovered that vein. Yeah. All right, let's get up in here. Okay. There it is. That's the one I want to shine the UV light on, right there. See that? Look at all those crystals. Isn't that pretty? Now, I got my little fanny pack with me today, and I'm going to fill that puppy up. If I can find some good samples for you guys, again, I'll offer them up on my eBay site. Little by little, we'll fill that piggy bank. We can get that drone. All right, I'll tell you what, before we, oh yeah, I see the fluorite layer right there. Before we get into shining the light on this thing, let's go up in here first. Let me show you the rest of this mine, even though it is a bit small. You know, this is a mom and pop operation back in the 40s. Make sure we don't have any surprises up here. Hey, we got bats. Hey, Mr. Bats. Well, you're the first bats that I've seen this since we've been in Arizona. That's cool. Yeah, look at you guys right there. Just a dangling from the wall. Okay. Well, we're going to be seeing a whole heck of a lot more of them this winter. I can promise you that. All right. Yeah, we got some unstable geology above our heads here, and let me show you this. Whoa. There we go. Let me show you this. Look at the veins through here. I'm going to turn my laser on real quick. We got one running here. We got another one running across that direction over here. It goes all the way up to where the bats are and continues on up that way. Now, a lot of these veins, they pop out back on the surface, and that's what all of those prospect marks were topside, as the guys took a bulldozer and tried to expose those various veins popping up topside. All right, turning around. Yeah, I'll show you the vein from this angle here. Right there with a couple of dangling bats. Right there. All right. Now, let's work our way back to the vein of fluorite. Now that we know we don't have a critter that's going to surprise the heck out of us with our back being turned. Because you know from past episodes, you know, I've run into skunks and all kinds of different critters in these mines. All right, looking at it again from this direction, right there. Okay, guys, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a break a second and get all my cameras in the proper configuration. I'm going to pull out that UV light, and we're going to start exploring this via UV. I'll be back in just a second. All right, back again. I took off some of my gear. It is warm down here. It's always really interesting about Arizona mines is they are so much warmer than Nevada mines. But anywho, we got a good look at the vein right here in front of us. Are you ready for this, guys? Everything's been adjusted. We're going to turn off the primary light there, and bingo. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. Look at how that vein is running right up there, and then there's that pocket right in there. Look at that. Wow. Gotta love fluorite. Fluorite is like the fireworks of abandoned mine exploration. I'm just tracking the camera right across that vein, right over there. See that? And now we're going to, I'm slowly panning the camera, and off there in the distance you can see the portal, or the incline shaft over there. Okay, let's go over here. We're going to turn the light back on a second. Yeah. Okay, take a look at this. We're going to zoom in on that. Right there. Kapow! Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes. Right there. All right, there's one more thing I want to show you. Well, I got a lot of stuff, not just one more thing. We're going to turn the light back on. I found a piece laying down on the floor already. It's, hold on a second here. There we go. Oh, that's my UV light, by the way. It's called UV Beast, and you can pick them up on Amazon. If it's still available, I'll leave a link for that down in the description area. But I found this roughly baseball, softball-sized piece right here. Now take a look at this. It doesn't look like much, right? See that? You're walking past that, it just looks like any old ordinary rock. Watch this. Turn this light off. Kapow! Look at that. Let me get it from this angle here. That, yeah, UV light's so bright it actually, maybe it's a little bit too much. Let me pull it off. Look at that. Okay, that's that side of the rock. Okay, I'm going to flip it over now. That's what I'm doing. Take a look at this side of it. Kapow! Oh, that's great. That's just an absolute beautiful piece. That one's definitely going up on the site, on the eBay site. Yep. All right, give me a second here. Turn that back on. So what I'm going to do now so that I can orientate you guys as to where we are in this mine. Okay, I'm back where we started from. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk back down into the mine, okay, so you can see just how much fluorite this has into it. I know it's hard to see with the black light. That's why I'm trying to orientate you. Okay, ready? Turning off this light. Turning on the UV. Bingo. There we go. Okay. Now, let me show you what the rest of this mine has to offer. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that, we're going to have to get a nice chunky piece out of there for you. Right there. Okay. And as we work our way deeper and deeper here, you can see the vein becomes a little bit more dispersed. Now here's a pocket that they went after right up in there. They extracted a little bit. Okay, going deeper. Look back on the, look at that. That's looking straight up on the back of the mine. Okay. And now what we're doing is we're headed up towards where those bats were. I'm shining the light along the right-hand rib of the wall. Okay, you can see the vein run in that direction. Okay. Let's keep going here. Now the vein gets a little skinnier right through here. Take a look. See that? It's only about 3 inches wide through here. I'm going to keep going here, keep going. There we go. It gets a little wider right there. It's probably 8 inches across through there. And then we're going to go all the way up here by the bats. Give me a second here. I gotta see where I'm going. I don't want to trip over anything. Okay, let me get my camera in the right position. Here we are. We're up by the bats. Let me show you this. Look at that layer. So right there, it's 8 inches across, and it gets bigger and bigger. That's about 1.5 feet to 2 feet across right through there. Bigger and bigger. Okay. Now let's go up where those bats were. All right, here we are. There's the bats. Okay, there's where the bats are going, right there. I'm going to turn this light off. Now the vein isn't very recognizable up in there, but as we pan across, look at that. Oh, 1 second here. One more setting. There we go. There, it's about 10 inches across over there, but it doesn't stand out as big and bright as it does back there. Panning off to the left. Now the reason that the light's pulsating like that is because of the hertz rate between this flashlight, between the UV light and the camera. They're probably within sync. So the reason that it's pulsating like that for you camera guys out there is the UV light is probably running at 50 hertz. And I got my camera set at 50 hertz. Okay. Yeah, I don't feel like changing it. Just so you know what's going on. That's why it was pulsating. So, what we're doing now, work on our way back to the big vein. Right over here. Turn that light on. It'd be help if things were a bit brighter, huh? Yeah, I got all my gear laying down there. It's just too darn hot in here. Now, while I was shining the UV light around, trying to figure out what was the best and the brightest for you guys, there's not any tools down here that I can take a whack on this and break off a piece. So I'm just gonna go right back out of the mine. It's not that far down in here. I'm actually gonna go grab a rock hammer this time, since it's only 75 feet deep. I'll be right back, okay? All right, guys, that didn't take too long. Yeah, I kind of figured, this mine, it was only like 80, 90 feet from here to the surface. That's all it is. I thought that it was 200, but, I've explored so many mines over the last few years, it just kind of all turns into a big blur of the mind. But anyways, got my rock hammers here. This is my favorite. I've had this one here since I was 16 years old. And then there's the BFH. Yep, I'll let you use your imagination for what those initials stand for. This is the BFH right here. I've had that since I was like 17 or 18. Just good pieces of equipment. Now, always remember, guys, before you start slapping away on rock, make sure that you wear eye protection. I forgot my safety glasses, so I'm going to have to put on my my Mr. Cools here. It just is what it is. Yeah. Sometimes when I bang away on rocks, I don't wear safety glasses. I should. It's a smart thing to do, but you guys know me. I'm a bit of a maverick. All right. What do you say we cue the rock and roll music and start slamming away on some of this fluorite? Let's get after it. Okay guys, before I dislodge it, I want to show you this big chunky piece right here. Look at it, it's about the size of my hand. I got it loose. Oh, oh, come on, buddy. There you go. Come on, almost got it. There you go. Come on. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Right there. That's a huge piece. Too big, actually. So what we're going to do is I threw it right down there by the rock hammers. All right. Let me get down off of here real quick, if I can, without slipping. Come on. All right. Almost here. Get off this. There. Yeah. Yeah. There's that big piece right over there. I'm probably going to break it in half. That's what I'm going to do. But I managed to dislodge a whole bunch of smaller pieces between golf ball size and baseball sized. So I'm going to try to gather these up now and get them up out of this mine. Okay? No, wait a second. I changed my mind. Yeah, for a second there, I was going back to grab my camera and I thought, no, wait a second. They're going to want to see what I banged away from that wall. So, yeah, let's turn off that light and turn off this one. Okay, here we go. Kapow! That's the big one right there. See that? Right there. Now, just so you have some perspective on this whole thing, what I'm going to do, I'm turning the light on so you can see the two rock hammers and the pieces that are next to it. Now I'm going to turn the light off, and kapow. There's the big one. That's a beaut. Oh my gosh, that one off to the left is even better. That's, yeah, and then there's a whole bunch of smaller pieces all the way around here that I'm going to gather up and put in my fanny pack. But yeah, I think we did a good job today, guys. I got some good samples here for you. So yeah, I'm going to take a minute, gather all this up. I'll be right back. Okay, we're just about ready to work ourselves up and out of this mine. And because I appreciate you guys so much, I went up and down, in and out of this thing 3 times to grab as many samples as I could, because I know you guys really enjoy fluorite. And you guys have just been so kind to me. And I'm just so appreciative, especially all of you who have put money in the tip jar, purchased eBay rocks to help propel the channel forward to what you see today. I just can never say thank you enough to all of my subscribers that have helped me out over the last going on 3 years. The other reason I wanted to go down here too, see that one right there? I almost forgot. That was the one I set on that board when we first got started. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I got him up and out of here. So, all right, I'll meet you topside. I'm going to lay everything out, show you what I found, and we'll go from there. All right, see you topside. All right, guys, back outside, safe and sound. So let me show you what we've got here. Okay, tucked away right there inside of my man purse is about, maybe 2 dozen or more pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them up in groups of 2, 3, or 4 and get them up on the eBay site. So we got to give these some names. So let's call the small groups, I'm guessing we'll call those Fluorite Fun number 1, Fluorite Fun number 2. Each and every group will name it like that, okay? Then right here, this is the one that I placed on top of that board and showed you when we first got started. Let's call him Baby Blue. Okay, these two here, these are the big boys that I smacked directly out of that vein. Okay, we're gonna name this one here Fluorite Madness number 1. This one here, Fluorite Madness number 2. Okay, and this one here, let's name it Monster Fluorite Madness. Oh yeah, someone's gonna go home with a nice chunky piece there. You have to put a black light on that one. So yep, Monster Fluorite Madness right there. That one weighs probably about, I'm guessing, 2.5, 3 pounds. Now, some of you guys are saying, oh, by the way, again, link down in the description area. Just click on it. It'll take you right to Hidden Treasures Abound. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. Some of you guys might be saying, come on, Gly, why'd you go through all that trouble? All you had to do was look down and around here on the waste rock pile for some pieces and gathered it up that way. Well, guys, that's like looking through certain kinds of magazines and instead of going out and getting a real girlfriend, saying to yourself, well, this is good enough. No, you got to go to the source. You got to get the real thing, okay? And that's why you got to go down and smack into the vein to get the real deal. And not only that, but fluorite, when it sits out underneath the sun for too long, it loses some of that glow. It degrades over time. Yeah, it's not as spectacular compared to the stuff that you bang right out of the vein. Okay, I'm going to hop back into Old Bob, and we're going to head off to a site that I want to recon. So let's get going that direction. Let's see you over there.
Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to head off to a what it looks to be on Google Earth, a vertical shaft. And I've always wanted to go check this one out. I want to see if it has a manway. See if it's something that I can either get down into by just climbing the ladders, or if it's going to require some kind of rope assist. And maybe if I can't do both, then maybe this is going to be one that I can drop the torpedo down so we can get a look at what's down in the bottom and see how many drifts that this mine has. So while we're working our way to this next mine, some of you have always asked me the following question, and that is collecting rock samples and selling them on eBay legal? Okay, well, I don't want to get too into depth on this topic. I'm just going to kind of touch the surface on it. So here's how it works. As a rock hound, you can go out on public lands and collect a few rock specimens here and there, and if you want to, you can take those rock specimens and give them to your family or friends, or sell them to your family or friends, or sell them at a garage sale, as long as it's within a reasonable quantity. And when I talk about a reasonable quantity, I'm talking like less than a 5-gallon bucket, because you're rock hounding, or basically you're prospecting. And so as long as you stay within a reasonable quantity, sure, you can collect rocks from public lands, and sure, you can sell them to your family and friends. Now, where you overstep that boundary is when you run into something and now all of a sudden you get you suddenly feel like you want to fill up the whole back end of your pickup truck. All right, well, now you've just tipped the scales over to more or less commercial, and you're going to have to put a claim. You're going to have to claim that area, and you need to have a valid claim in order to ramp things up to that scale. Okay? Now, I lost my train of thought again. Now, this mine here, another thing is, now I did my research, and the last time that this mine had a valid claim on it was all the way back in the 70s, okay? And, how you doing? Yeah, all the way back in the 70s. So this one here this is indeed abandoned. But now if it was valid, no, I could not take fluorite out of this mine. That would be going against the rules, okay? So in a nutshell, that's kind of where we're at with finding rock specimens on public lands, collecting them, or selling them. I mean, think about it, guys. Where do you think rock specimens come from? These guys that are finding beautiful rocks and polishing them up, polishing them into cabochons and making them into jewelry, things of that nature. Think about all of the rock and mineral shows like in Quartzsite, Arizona, for example, or the Tucson Rock and Mineral Show, for example. Now, many of those have valid claims because they are commercial, but a lot of the small fry rock hounders at those places, they're doing just like what I'm doing right now, enjoying our public lands, enjoying our freedoms, okay, that have been given to us by this great nation, okay? Grabbing a few rocks and keeping them for themselves or selling them to their family and friends. And in this case, you guys are my friends. Okay, here we are, mine number 2, standing on top of the waste rock pile. You can see old Bob over there. Off to my right here, you can see the size of the waste rock pile as compared to old Bob, and you also saw that on the drone footage. So we've got a much larger mom and pop operation going on here. Now, take a look at the color of that pile. Notice how it's very similar to the color of the waste rock piles around Goldfield, Nevada. Seems to me like they're getting into some porphyry type material. In other words, lots of sulfur mixed in with that. Now we still got some old timbers laying around up here and some sheet metal. Let's take a look at that real quick. And I can see the concrete pylons where they had a winch. Yep, right over here. That's where they would have had the winch. The head frame is long gone. Over here is where they had the motor to run that winch. That's what was probably sitting on that. Okay, turning around. And we got the shaft right over here. Yep, pieces and parts of head frame all over the place. Right there. All right, so first of all, I've got to step over the velvet rope right there so that we can look down in this thing. Now, guys, if you ever wondered why the BLM puts a fence around these things, well, of course it's to keep people out. That's obvious, but sometimes the fence will be like 5, 10, sometimes even 20 feet further out from the shaft, and that's because around the perimeter of this shaft here, it starts to get undercut over time. So what looks like solid ground, you could step out here to the edge wanting to look down into this puppy, and because it's undercut, it'll break away from underneath you and you'll go for one heck of a ride. All right, let's look down here. Wow. Alrighty, I think we're on good solid ground. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're on good solid ground right here. I'm gonna put the flashlights in telescope mode. There. Let's peek down in there. Well, I'm telling you right now, okay, the first thing I can see is from this angle, the manway is completely destroyed. It looks like the shaft picks up and becomes a little bit better condition right about to that point there. Yeah, pretty ugly. Really ugly. And there's a baddie smell coming out of there that's really awful. Okay, let's look at it from another angle here. I want to get a better look at that man weight. Okay. See that? What they had there is that vertical ladder going straight down. So what I could probably do, I could go on rope and go down that, at least go down that vertical ladder and get to that point, and then we've got a whole bunch of debris that we're going to have to get the heck out of the way in order to get around. It seems like after that the manway might pick back up, but I can't tell. So what I can see from here, guys, is I'm going to have to get the torpedo and run the torpedo down this thing and see if it's even feasible, because it's looking really, really, really ugly. Lots of stuff here that could fall on me as I do my descent. Lots of stuff. Yep, but definitely looks like one for the torpedo. Okay. Now let me step back around this without falling into the hole. There we go. Get over the fence. And just like that. All right, let's go this direction real quick. Yeah, that's an old one. We're looking at, this is probably 20s or 30s here. Yep. Stay out, stay alive. No kidding. All right, let's put this right up here. Looks like a good spot, huh? Yeah, my post can be cameraman there for a second. All right, guys, well, that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a good day. Oh, cool. The F-35s are up and playing today. Right up here, we got 2 of them. That's the best part about being in this part of Arizona. The F-35s, they get up there and start playing cat and mouse, and it's a whole heck of a lot of fun to watch. They make a heck of a racket. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, guys. I'm really happy y'all enjoyed that, and I got some awesome samples for you. Hey, you guys be quiet up there for a second. So again, hey, thanks for coming along on this fun adventure this weekend. And I got something fun again for next Saturday. So we'll see you again next Saturday. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Okay guys, I'm gonna go through all of the steps that it takes to fly my drone, and this is why I want to get a drone upgrade, and one of the reasons why. Now don't get me wrong, okay, this drone is great, and it's worked very, very well over the last couple of years for everything that I've done, but it has some things about it that drive me crazy. And for example, the setup process. So you got to get out your tablet, and then you gotta open up this little thing right here. What this is used for is to hold the tablet. You got to unscrew. This is what I call the hip replacement. Okay, you got to attach the hip replacement like so. Okay, now I'm moving just as fast as I do all the time. I'm not going slow at all. This is how fast it takes to get this puppy hooked up. All right, once you get all that done, there we go. Then you got here's your Mavic Mini right there, Mavic Mini. And I've got the Mavic Mini 1, not the 2, the 1. All right. Then open up the controller, grab your little joysticks, screw them on. Little joystick, screw that on. Okay. Grab your tablet, put that in there. Pinch that down. Okay. Then go over here, get your wire. Like so. Plug that into there. Plug that into there. Turn on your tablet. Type in your code. Put it into DJI mode. I'll just do this anyways. Pull out the old battery. Snap in a fresh battery. Okay. Unfold everything. Take off the camera cover. Okay. With these older drones, it's always wise to first turn on the controller, then turn on the drone. Okay. Put it up there like that so it can capture the GPS signal. The screen will pop on here in just a moment. Just like that. Kabingo. Kapow. Okay, now this is the frustrating part. You got to sit here and wait. It's saying preparing to take off, because what it's doing is it's gathering up all the data from the GPS satellites in the area, because it needs to know where it's at. Okay. All right. Now,
home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Home point update. Please see it on the map. And then you get this little screen here. It says compass calibration required. So then you got to grab your drone, hit that button, and you got to go through the calibration. We're going like this. Okay. And going like that. Calibration successful. Okay. Now we can put it up back up there. All right, now we can finally, after all that, we can finally fly this puppy. Here we go.
Take off.
And up in the air we are.
Home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
We got 94% battery. Okay, now with the new Mav 3, you can probably have this drone up and flying in less than 20 seconds. I mean, that's how fast it is. You get it out of the bag, turn on the controller, turn on the drone, press a couple buttons, and you're up and flying instead of going through all of that crazy rigmarole. Okay? But now I got to start flying this thing because our mine is right up here, and I want to get a really cool travel shot. Yep. Welcome to the world of cinematography.